Hello everyone, so here I am today to present to you a card game called Pinochle, which I've only just learnt, to be fair, and I really like it. I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and yeah, anything that you want to know, anything to do with the rules or certain strategy, by all means, just leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you when I can. Anyway, so let's get to the deck itself. Now, Pinochle is quite unique in its deck. You'll see, for example, the deck itself is duplicated. And what I mean by that is, now if we look closely here, we've got, for example, two ace of clubs. Now, you'll find that the whole deck is duplicated only from ace down to 9. So ace, ace, king, king, queen, queen, etc, and two nines. And also, they're the same suit. So you've got two ace of clubs, two ace of diamonds, two ace of hearts, two king of clubs, two king of spades, so on and so forth. And there is a reason for that. And again, I will go into that later on in the video. But first of all, let's go through what the point of Pinochle is. So, Pinochle is a trick-taking game, which is, again, something I will go into later on. However, to keep things simple, so Pinochle is a game where you lead with a trick, or your opponent leads with a trick, and depending on how high that card is, will determine if the trick is won or lost. Now, at the end of the round, the points are calculated and the highest scorer wins the game. Usually it's played to 1,000 points, and I will go through the scoring later on. So to start off, what we have here are 48 cards, again, duplications from ace down to 9. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Is ace high? Yes, it is. Is king high? It is a high card. But, unlike in poker, where king is second highest, and games like rummy, well, actually in rummy, you know, king is the highest and ace is low. But anyway, for this game in Pinochle, ace is high, then 10, king, queen, jack, 9. Okay, so that's where Pinochle is unique in that sense. So 10 is the second highest. So for example, if somebody was to lead with a king and then somebody played back with a 10, then the 10 being higher would win the trick, and then that player would obviously lead again. So how it works is, so if I just shuffle the deck here, okay, right, so what would usually happen is cards are dealt 3 or 4 at a time. Usually it's 3 at a time, but considering I'm a purist for the game, let's just settle for 3. So the dealer would deal out 3 cards to his opponents and himself until each player has 12 cards in their hand, okay? So they've got to have 12 cards. Right, so let me just show you an example hand here. Okay, so from the looks of things here, we have, so 12 cards, 12 cards. Now the person who is left to the dealer, which is this person here, will lead the first trick. Now I'm only showing you these cards face up as an example, but in a real game you wouldn't show them. Okay, so there are rules to the lead. So obviously if when that player leads a card, say the 10 of clubs, then the next player, if they are to win the trick, they would have to follow suit. So for example, they'd have to play another club. So follow suit means play the same suit, in other words, to win the trick. But it's not just following the suit. They also have to play a suit which is higher. So in this case, the only club here on my hand is the ace of clubs. And ace is higher than 10. So in this example, I would actually win the trick. And then I would play and I would lead. Okay, so let's start again. So the cards are dealt. And then what happens here now is the top card gets turned face up, in this case the Jack of clubs, and this goes sideways and is half covered like this. So it doesn't matter what the card is as such, whether it's Jack, King, Queen, 9, Ace, doesn't matter. What we're looking for here is the suit of the card. Now the suit is a club. So that means for this whole round, clubs are trump. So trump is where you play a card. So for example, if it was my go and I played the 9 of hearts, bearing in mind you can play any card you want, but in order to win the trick, you, as I explained before, you have to follow the suit or play a trump card if you have one. So my opponent here has hearts, two king of hearts, an ace of hearts, but also they have 3 clubs as indicated here, the 9, queen and 10. So this player could follow suit and play a king and they would win the trick anyway. But say for example, this player led with the Queen of Hearts, or it doesn't matter, any hearts, anything except clubs. This player could then play a lower card, which is the 9. Now yes, Queen is higher than 9. However, clubs being trump, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So clubs being trump, this player would actually win because clubs are the trump suit. I hope that's okay with the explanation with the basics of Pinochle. I will do a more thorough explanation with the point systems as well in my next video. And also how the hand plays about and the later stages of the game where the tricks are tallied and then the melds are tallied. Again, this is something I will go on at a later stage. Any questions that you have, anything that you're not sure of, haven't covered, please feel free to leave comments in the description below. And I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye-bye for now.